Hello everyone and welcome to Crafting with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. In today's tutorial, we will spend the bulk of the time in Cricut Design Space as I demonstrate a technique for you to use if you want to make changes to a file. Now, I have demonstrated this technique previously. However, I am revisiting this technique and I want you to be thinking about how you will use this technique the next time you want to make changes to a project. Now, I am going to take you step by step through the full process the same way that I always do. And at the end of this video, if you find it helpful, please remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Now, without further ado, let's look at the materials and dive right in to Cricut Design Space. Typically, I would cut the camera and I will go over to the materials, but since we're only really using two things for this project, I'm just going to show them to you. I am using 8.5 by 14 sublimation paper by A-Sub. It will be linked below the video. I'm also using a Make Market large shirt. You can purchase these from Michaels. I prefer to get them online. I found they're cheaper online. I'm also going to be using my Epson EcoTank 15,000 printer that has sublimation ink inside. However, if you don't have that same model of printer, if you have a regular standard size printer that you're using for sublimation, you could still follow along with this project because your printer should allow 8.5 by 14. Now, without further ado, let me show you the file that I'm downloading from the Creative Fabrica website, and then we will head right in to Cricut Design Space. Let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is come over here to the Creative Fabrica website, and I'm going to download this file that's called All American Chick. I'll click download and I'll save it in a folder that I'll know how to get back to. Now let's head into Cricut Design Space so we can upload this file and start to work with it. I am in Cricut Design Space and I'm connected to my Cricut Explore Air 2. The first thing I'm going to do is click on Upload and I'll click on the file to bring it to the canvas. Once it's on the canvas, I can close this side menu out over here and I can resize the file because it does come in really big. I can look right here at the top and see that the width is right at 24.4 and the height is at 22. I don't need the file to be that big. I can bring it down. What I'll do now is, depending on what you are planning to put this on, you can make a template that will represent the item. So for example, let's say I want to put this on a shirt. I can come over here to the left and click on templates. And I personally like to use the old templates. I don't like the new ones. So what I can do is click right here on legacy templates and I can go to the old templates the way they used to be. So I can click right here on classic t-shirts. I'm planning to put this on a medium shirt, a white shirt. And so I'll just keep the shirt white. The shirt is going to be a men's short sleeve medium. The color of it is white, but if I wanted to change it to, I don't know, blue or yellow or whatever color, purple, whatever color shirt I'm planning to use, I can change it right here. But I'm just going to change it back to white. What I'll do now is bring the t-shirt template over and kind of resize it to match the shirt. Now the view on my screen is right at 25%. Let's bring it up to like 50% just so we can see it a little bit bigger. Okay, so I can look at this and still see that this template is too big. For a medium shirt, I typically like to go with a width of 10.5. So let's go with that. Let's just bring this down. So I can look at it and I can see that it's getting smaller. Let's see what 10.5 looks like. This is 10.56. This is a fair size. I think this is a nice size of a design to go on a shirt. The height of it is 9.59, and I can look over here in my layers panel and see that I have some kind of warning or indication that lets me know that this is outside of the printable size that Cricut Design Space will allow. Now, because I am going to split this design, I can make this a little bit bigger. Let's see, 10.7. Let's see if we want to make it a little bit taller. I don't want my chickens to be skinny. Let's see, 10.7. Let's just make the height 10.0. Okay, so now the size of this file is 10.76 by 10, and I think that's a fair size. Now, in order to use this file in this way, and be able to print it and it not be too obvious, I'm going to just split it up. And the way that I'm going to do this is I am going to kind of just change my options. Right now, this file is considered as a print then cut. What I'm going to do is click right here on the option to change it from a print then cut to a basic cut. When I change this to a basic cut, now I have an option down here in my layers panel. I have the option to contour this. But before I contour this, I want to duplicate it. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to click duplicate. So now I have one of the files that's right here, and I have one that I'll just keep up here at the top. Okay, so I have two files. I'm going to work with this one at the bottom first. What I'll do is click on the option to contour. And the reason why I like to move my file down here to the bottom is so that I can see what's happening to the file as I'm contouring it. What I'll do is click on hide all contours. And it's just going to leave me with these two chickens right here in the middle. I'll click on this one on the end and this other one on the front, and then I can close this out. I didn't change the size. All I did was contour the chickens out. Now that I have these chickens, I can move this part of the file up and I can move this part of the file down. I'm just switching places. So now let's go back to contour. I'm going to contour this part of the file now. I'm going to click on contour and I am going to click on hide all contours. And this time I'm going to start to click on the parts of the file that I want to keep. I already have the chickens. They're already up there, so I don't need them now. I need the letters. So let's start to kind of work with the letters and just grab them and the stars. So that's all I'm doing right here. I can click over here in this layers panel, or I can click on the actual pieces that I want to keep, and I can look down here and see if I'm grabbing everything that I want to grab. Now what I don't want are the chickens. So I'm going to click those out, and I'm going to click, and grab these pieces. Sorry, that's my dog in the background. Okay, and I'm also going to make sure that the insides of the A's are contoured out. I don't need those. So that A, the second A inside the R, and then inside the third A. Okay, so I can look down here and I can make sure that I have everything. Look, I'm missing a piece right here. I can click there. Okay, it looks like I have everything now, and so I can close this out. Now that I have both parts of the file, let's bring it back together. So I can click this part of the file and bring it down. I can click this part of the file and bring it up. And then I can kind of bring it closer together. And I can also click on both parts at the same time. And I can click on align, and I can click on center horizontally. And now I have my file. It's at 10.76 by 9.69. Now, if I still want to have the size of this at 10, the height at 10.0, I can still change it back 10.0. Okay, and that makes it big. Then that also makes the picture big, the width. It makes it right at 11.1. And I don't really think I want it to be at 11.1. So I'm going to unlock the proportions and kind of just bring it down. Let's just keep it here at 10 point. Let's see, 10.8. This part right here is definitely going to be a matter of personal preference. All right, so I think this is a fair size, 10.83 by 9.89. Right now, my file is still considered as a basic cut, but all I have to do is come back up here to operation, and I'm going to change it back to a print then cut, and that will bring all of my colors back. But when I do that, notice I don't have an error now because according to what's going on with my Cricut, I am going to be cutting 2 images instead of 1. And this will allow me to cut my image big and bold and vibrant. And I love that. All right. So now, depending on the size of the shirt you're making, you can start to make this bigger. That will also be a matter of what size printer, what size prints your printer will allow. Okay, so I have this at the size I want it. And what I'll do now is I can go ahead and click make. It's going to ask me if I want to save this. I do want to save this. I can save this as All American Chick Bigger. Okay, and I can click save. I should have 2 images. This is going to ask me to use 8.5 by 14 paper, which will still fit in a standard size printer. And I am going to click continue. I am going to click right here. I'm going to turn the ad bleed off because I'm not going to use my Cricut to cut this. I'm going to select my Epson EcoTank 15,000. I'm turning the ad bleed off. I am going to use the system dialog, and I'll click print. And when my printer settings open up, I will choose the setting that I already have saved. Okay, so I'll get this printed, and everything I'll do from here will be back on the camera. Okay, I have both of my images printed out. And what I'm going to do now is cut the registration lines away from the image because I don't need those. I do have my heat press heated up to 400 degrees for 60 seconds. I did not remember to say you're going to need a lint roller, but you will need a lint roller as well as butcher paper and heat resistant tape. I will make sure that everything I'm mentioning now is linked below the video. So I'm going to use my scissors and cut these off. You can also tear them, do whatever works best for you. Okay, so I don't need those registration lines. Make sure you don't have any part of the line still left on your image. So like I said, you can tear them or you can cut them. And if you're tearing it, be careful. I'm really good at this. Now what I'm going to do is get my shirt. I'm going to remove the tag and I'm going to pre-press it. Don't forego pre-pressing, okay? So I'm going to get my shirt. I'm going to use my lint roller. You want to lint roll everywhere on the shirt. I like to put my butcher paper on top of the shirt just to help alleviate getting any of those blue fibers on the shirt. Just going to do a quick 5-second pre-press. Now I'm going to get my images and I'm going to tape them down. I'm also going to put this inside the shirt. Like the Cricut brand of heat resistant tape. So I have my image taped down, and what I'm going to do now is cover it with butcher paper. And I'm going to press this on 400 degrees for 60 seconds. Okay, so the image has finished pressing on the shirt. This is always my favorite part of any tutorial, so let's see how it turned out. Okay, so this is the reason why you use butcher paper. I know you might not be able to see it, but the ink transfers to the butcher paper. The butcher paper protects your heat press from getting any ink on it. All right. So let's get a good look at it. Okay. Shake that out. All right. So this is getting ready to be our reveal. Let's see how it turned out. Ooh. Look at how nice that look at how nice that looks. Even though one of them is missing a little bit right there. It's fine. It's fine. Look at that. Look at how gorgeous this is. Look at how nice and vibrant this is. It's gorgeous. This would be nice to wear to any, you know, parade or picnic or gathering you might be having in celebration of 4th of July, or you could just wear this at any time. Hopefully you did find this helpful. Let's kind of recap. So what we did was we took a PNG that we downloaded from Creative Fabrica. We brought it into Cricut Design Space. We changed it from a print then cut to a basic cut. We contoured it out so that we could put the image back together so that we could print it from Cricut Design Space. Now, please know you don't have to print from Cricut Design Space. When I first got started crafting, I did not know that, and now I do, and I want to make sure I pass that information on to you. Hopefully you did find this helpful. Please leave me a comment below and let me know, how would you use this technique in Cricut Design Space? What will you make? What are you planning to make? What has your gears grinding? If you did find this helpful, please remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell for notifications, because I do upload new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.